balls to the wall. I got the song in my head. What is going on? Speaking of balls to the wall, well, one of these movies, there's a lot of people getting fucked up. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk about it. But what is going on? It's your boy Preston, PhatSamuraiGuy, back again with another YIN-YANG review video, brother. This is episode 3, my friend. That's right. And welcome back, trilogy. The trilogy. Yeah, welcome back, my co-host. That's right, writer, filmmaker, director from Bone Cold. That's right, Billy Hanson. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and for all of you badasses watching right now, YIN-YANG reviews. The concept is we put two movies together just for fun that are complete opposite of each other, and we review them together just for fun. And maybe Billy will find a connection by the end of the stream. We'll see. We'll see. He will find a connection. Oh my goodness, Billy! I forgot to ask you before we got started. Did you want to spoil the endings to both of these movies? Because we're going to get into some spoilers.
We can? I feel like we can. Yeah.
Ooh, oh my. Okay. Good. Okay. Great. That's great because I gotta when we get to take shelter.
Oh yeah.
I gotta hear your thoughts. Yes. But what is going on, everybody watching right now? Thanks again for chiming in, hanging out with your boy. That's right, boys. That's right, because we're talking movies today, which is what we love doing. Oh my goodness, we got Elephant in the house. Hey y'all, I can't be here long because I'm currently watching Rush Hour 2. There you go. There's an old school classic. Well, good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. Good to see everyone. But yeah,
we'll make sure we're very funny right up front.
Or that's just our personality.
Yeah.
That's just how we're goofy goobers. We're wacky like that. We're fun. But YIN-YANG reviews. This time around, I was like, you know what? The next time we do the next episode, I gotta do something horror this time. Yeah. Last week, my recommendation was Cherry 2000. And if you have not seen that episode, you have got to watch it. It is the most hysterical, hilarious, awesome, badass episode ever.
We had so much fun. Yeah, that was so much fun to do that one.
Yes. And my boy Billy recommended Red Belt. That's right, which was a very great film as well. I'm spoiling the suspense now, so I've already said it's great. So now when people watch, they're gonna be like, "Samurai Guy, we know you leading it. We bullshitting. Samurai Guy, you bullshitting. You leading up to. You're trying to lead. You're trying to fuck with us. We all know you like the movie."
People are gonna have to watch this series in order. Then you got to start from episode 1. There it is. So it's serialized now.
I made a playlist for all YIN-YANG reviews right here on the channel. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Come on back later. Yes. Or just catch the video later when you get some free time, Elif. It's good seeing you. All right. So now I'm like, I got to do something horror now. I got to switch it up.
That was a good move.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking about The Dare. Yes. And again, there will be some spoilers here. Came out in 2019. Here is the plot synopsis here. A rare family night for Jay takes a brutal twist when he awakens in a basement with 3 other prisoners. As their vengeful captor runs riot, Jay engages in a twisted battle to solve the puzzle to his past and save his family's future. Yes, this is directed by Giles Alderson? Giles or Giles?
Giles, maybe?
Giles. We're gonna go with Giles. That sounds better. And starring a plethora of actors, but of course, one of the reasons why I picked this for recommendation was I've never seen this before. These are all blind. For me, it's blind recommendation. I saw Richard Brake. I was like, oh, shit. I'm a fan of Richard Brake. I love that dude. So, and this is my first time being introduced to Robert Masser. I think I'm saying his name right. He plays the adult version of Dominique Craven. Yeah. So, and that dude, oh, my God. I was looking up more of his stuff that he's been in. And he's a guy to keep an eye out for. He is a physical specimen. He is not just a bodybuilder buff guy. He is like ridiculously like gymnastic athletic.
I believe it. There was so much physicality like in just this. I was like, oh, that's pretty striking.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus. One of the movies that he's in that I really wanted to see this year. Have you seen it on Netflix? It's called Blood and Gold.
I think I've scrolled past it a couple times, but I haven't watched it.
Like treasure hunt, Nazi killing action type movie, and he's in there. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm definitely I think it's Blood and Gold. I think that's what it's called.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, if I'm wrong.
Yes, Blood and Gold. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's in that, so I'll definitely have to check that out. Brian Sanchez in the house, giving a thumbs up. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Dare thoughts. Billy, thoughts.
I was really glad you threw me a horror. Actually, I was ready for a horror.
Craving it.
I'm a big horror fan. I can't remember if I talked about this last time, but like my horror knowledge, I always feel like I know horror pretty well, and then I get talking to horror fans, and I'm like, oh, I don't know very much about. I got to brush up on my horror knowledge, so I'm always excited to see some new horror stuff. I started this one in the beginning. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be for me. You know, like it's very indie. It's very sort of like low budget horror. You could tell right away, like, you know, most of it's going to take place in that bunker, in that basement.
One location type movie, yeah.
One location type thing. But I was surprising. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was going to. Like it was, man, the effects. I think every single gore effect really got me. I was like wincing and like, I was like leaning away from the TV, and it's hard to get sort of a physical reaction from me because I've seen a lot of effects, and you know, a lot of stuff like that. But through the whole thing, I was waiting for one to fail, and every single one of them got me. So I was nice. And then once I realized Richard Brake was in it too, I was like, oh, cool, he's really good. Like he brings a lot of gravity to everything, and that's how he was the whole time. So
even if he's in a horrible movie, he stands out.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Reddit clips in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Certified Badass channel member there. Oh, nice. But yeah, it's weird. I have changed over the past maybe 6 years, 5 or 6 years. I've changed to grow to love one location movies. It wasn't really my thing, you know, at first. I was just kind of like, all right, let's see where this goes. You can see where this goes. But then, like, the movies like The Hateful Eight came out, and I was just like, it was kind of growing on me because I was like, okay, it's a one location movie. This is a challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge for the audience watching, and it's a challenge for the performers and filmmakers to keep it interesting and keep the audience invested. Let's see if they can pull it off. So that's how I kind of look at one location movies. Have you seen a gangster flick called The Outfit?
No, but I've heard a lot about it. It's been recommended to me a few times.
Stay away from spoilers.
Okay.
Don't watch my review, guys. Spoil everything. But yeah, stay away from spoilers, man. Yeah, just go in blind for The Outfit. But The Outfit is very well done. One location. The whole movie, for the most part, takes place in his. The guy's a tailor, and it takes place in his tailor shop. That's it. The whole movie. That's cool. So it's. I always look at it like, challenge, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of grown on me.
I've got one that I want to get done, like a one location movie, but it is challenging. It's tricky. It's like you have to keep it interesting. You have to keep it visually interesting. Like, you know, I did a movie a long time ago. It was a short called Survivor Type, and it's based on a Stephen King story. And the whole thing is set on this tiny little island in the middle of the ocean. And so the first thing that we tried to figure out to do is like, we have to keep this visually like interesting the whole time. You can't just be looking at a shot of the ocean the whole time, because you know it's a short, but it was 30 minutes. So right. So like for a feature to maintain that is really cool. And this one is like they have the flashbacks and stuff where they go back to like the story of the kids, and they're in the woods and stuff, but it's really like bunker, woods, farmhouse. And
majority
that's it.
Yeah, majority of the movie's the one location.
I feel like it still counts.
The like if 60% of your movies in one location, it counts, right?
That counts,
But 12 Angry Men, that's another great movie.
The classic,
yeah, man. But it's almost like a play, right? Like you're watching a play, which 12 Angry Men was based off of a play, you know. And I think the Hateful Eight. I almost said it backwards. Yeah, I almost said it backwards. That in a way you can look at it as a play.
Yeah,
with everybody on the
100%,
stage.
100%.
But yeah, man, I would love to see you do more stuff like that in the future for sure, man. You know, it'd be awesome to see.
Yeah.
I have my nitpicks though. I'm gonna get to them.
I got nitpicks too.
Okay, okay, we might have the same picks of the nit.
Most of, like for me, this kind of horror, like this sort of like torture horror, like that kind of stuff, where it usually, like the torture porn stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it that I can appreciate. But there's a lot of it that it's just not for me really, and mostly where they fall apart for me is the script, and this one kind of falls apart for me in the script. Like as soon as I sort of realized like the effects are really cool, that's what's going to shine. Like I just took a step back and I'm like, don't worry too much about the script and things making sense and character motivations and stuff. There are a few moments where I was like a little frustrated with the movie, where there's one scene in particular that I was just like, all right, this moment is really weird, where little spoilery.
We're talking spoilers now. Remember, you said
we're in.
I asked you earlier.
Spoiler alert.
Fuck it.
When the woman, Jess, I think she Kat, sorry, she has this thing where she's being made to torture. She's being made to cut the guy's eyeball and then put the worm inside. Right? Super gross, super horrible. She doesn't want to do it. He makes her do it, and then as soon as she does it, Dominic stands up and he's gonna go stab the other guy, and then she decides she's gonna fight him, and she's like, "Hey, asshole!" And he turns around, and then she helps that guy, and it was just this really weird turn for her. Like, why didn't you do that before you cut that dude's eyeball open? Like, you don't want to fight him, do it. Like,
she was standing there with the knife. Like she was standing there with the knife. I was like, oh, is she gonna try to hit him and try to escape? You know, but like,
and then she turns on that guy that she was saving a minute ago with the knife. And I was just like, what are we doing here? Like, this is really bizarre. So it's just sort of like moments like that where I'm like, I get a little eye rolly and I get a little like, all right, I see what we're doing. We're just sort of clashing people together and making conflict. But
well, my eye rolly is coming up here. I'm going to lead up to it. Reddit Clip says he's trying to develop a one location survival horror story. Myself trying to keep it interesting is tricky.
Ooh.
One master of one location movies is John Carpenter. Yes.
Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, so I very interesting and entertaining beginning here. Very suspense. You got like almost a home invasion. You know, you have the perfect father with the perfect daughters with the perfect wife, and you know they're doing their family thing, and then everything goes to hell. Mm-hmm. I thought the mother died.
I thought so too.
Yeah, but I guess not. I guess she just got knocked out. I guess.
I was also not ready in the beginning. I was like, oh man, stuff with kids getting hurt. Like, I don't know if I could do it. And then they were okay. I was like, okay, all right. At least we're not going to watch them die.
you might want to stay away from Hong Kong cinema.
No. You know, it's funny.
Foreign cinema, they don't give a fuck. There's no safety net. old grandmas get it. Kids get it. The dog gets it.
I went to go see a quick tangent. I went up to a Stephen King festival in Chicago at one point, and I was going to watch Pet Sematary, and I had just had a little boy a couple of years earlier, and so he was about 2 years old, and someone was like, is this movie going to hit you a little differently now that you have a 2-year-old? And I was like, no, man, I know what happens in this movie. And sure enough, kid gets hit by a truck. Kid turns into an evil zombie version of himself, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is different now that I have a kid. it just hits different. So I don't know if I was ready for it, but yeah, the beginning I was pretty into it because I was excited. We were just getting right into it. We weren't gonna like spend a whole act like waiting for something to happen.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's to this movie's benefit is they keep it going.
Yeah,
the only negative to keeping it going the way they did, which is I'm glad they did it that way. But there's some parts along the way where I'm like, okay, we needed more. Rewind, hold on. Like just a little bit more of that. And then then we can continue. But yeah, our father figure here, what's his character's name? He is Jay Jackson.
Yeah.
It's Jay, right?
Yeah, Jay Jackson. Okay. You got it.
So he wakes up in this area. This great location here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think anybody waking up chained to the wall, you got a whole bunch of other fucked up people chained to the wall in there. I think anybody would be screaming and scared shitless. They'd be literally the shit would be coming out like crazy. And then we're introduced to these other characters. What were they calling this guy? They had a nickname for him, didn't they?
It was Paul, and then Jesus, I don't remember what the nickname was.
So Kat was the girl. Yeah. Adam the security guard guy?
Adam was the security guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name. But they had a nickname for him, I thought. But it's okay. We're gonna call him. We'll call him Lips.
Yeah,
call him Lips because he can't open his mouth. But yeah, his lips are sewn shut. He's all cut up and fucked up. And then you're introduced to the security guard, who was kind of making me laugh. A lot of his dialogue was kind of busted me up.
Yeah,
because he's like literally giving up already.
Yeah,
he's just like gone.
He's like, don't do anything, just sit there and let him kill us.
Yeah, just we're his playthings. And then Kat, which I didn't like her at all from the start.
Yeah, she's a bit of a weird character. She's kind of nothing of a character. Like, didn't really have anything to do.
Yeah, and then when you have the flashback, you really don't like her. It's like, oh, she's the same. All right. Yeah. But the star of the show, besides Richard Brake when he comes in with the flashbacks, is Mr. Robert Mesa here. This dude's a tank.
Yeah.
And him on the poster, I was like, oh, we got to see what this is all about. Like who?
Yeah, that's dude? A really compelling poster. Like just seeing him. Like, I don't want to fight that guy. And if he's coming at you with a knife and a weird mask like that, like, yeah, it's already, you're terrified.
I love Jay's face, though, when he was like, sees him for the first time.
Yeah.
Because he's like, come on, we got to fight. We got to work together to get out. Come on, you son of a bitch. Come on. Because there's a camera in there. So Dominique could see what they're doing. He can't hear them, but he can see what they're doing, and so he goes in there, and he sees Jay's face like change. He's like, "Oh shit!"
That was one of the best moments in the movie. I actually was like, I think I was laughing in a good way. I was like, "Oh shit!" Because I don't think we saw him before that, right? I think that was like his reveal was when Jay sees him for the first time. I think
so. Yeah.
And there's a big like, oh, that's why everyone is fucked up kind of thing.
Because all the stuff in the house and outside of the house was like a shadowy figure. It was like. Yeah, that was a great reveal. So great job from the director and stuff. But later, Jay does get out. I like this little escape attempt.
Yeah,
how it looks. Very claustrophobic, very dark. He tries to get out in the vents, but then the vent breaks. He ends up falling right back into the pit. Right back in the pit.
Yeah.
And then Lips is like, oh, this guy. This motherfucking guy, right? And then the security guards laughing and flipping him off. I mean, it wasn't going well for them.
Yeah.
But now we can get to my nitpicks of the film. I was liking what I was seeing. I was like, I like this. This is one location movie. We get some gore. We have a very intimidating slasher type figure, and then the back and forth. We got the flashbacks with the young Dominique. Now, did you assume right away, before we got to the kids, before we got to the flashbacks, did you right away, the little kid is the big, huge buff guy? Did you figure it out?
Yeah,
pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, because why else would be watching this little kid all of a sudden?
Right.
Yeah, it seemed like we were setting up someone turning evil, like a kid turning evil.
Right. Especially after Richard Brake, his character kidnaps him, Adrian Bravo says, you guys are the best. Hey, you are the best, thanks. Adrian. You are the best. Thanks for watching. So the little kid that played Dominic did a really good job.
Yeah,
very good job. Usually child actors can be annoying if not directed well, or it's just, oh, you're taking me out of the movie now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is but the kid did a really good job. But Richard Brake's character, what they call Credence. Yeah. Credence, that's his name.
I didn't actually know that until I was looking at it right here.
I know, right? I didn't know it either. But he unfortunately ends up kidnapping the kid, and Richard Brake is motherfucking Richard Brake. I would love to see Richard Brake in one of your movies, bro. One of your upcoming projects, man. I think you could get him, man. I think he'll do He'll see Bone Cold and he'll be like, yeah, I want to do a movie with this guy.
Yes, I'm in. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've got stuff for him for sure. Like there's yeah, he's one of those guys. It's just, you just step on screen and you're just compelling immediately. He's got such a gravity to him and just his face. And even in those short little scenes in like, and I say this with love, in like very low budget lighting, like it's really bright for a horror movie. And well, I guess that shot is not very bright.
Right.
But there's
here.
There you go. Yeah. Very bright for a horror movie. But I mean, it doesn't matter. He is still like really intense and scary and compelling. So like, and he doesn't have to say anything really.
No.
He was the Game of Thrones Night King, right? Was
he?
I think he was for a
He might have been.
Like the original.
That'd be hilarious, actually. That would be hilarious because I could see it actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that
while you're looking, I'll say hello to NSG. NSG, what's going on? He said, "How are you, Samurai? It's been ages since I've caught you live. Good to see you live. Hey, it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you." And he says hello to Billy too. Yes.
Oh, hey.
Bad child actors are PhatSamuraiGuy's weakness. His Peninsula review is proof. Have you seen Peninsula?
No.
Have you seen Train to Busan?
Love Train to Busan. Yeah.
Peninsula
when
was the sequel to that.
Yeah, I know. I've been saving it. To like really sit down and focus on. Yes, he was the Night King.
Wow.
Like the first Night King.
Wow. Yeah, I destroyed Peninsula, but I was drunk when I was watching the movie. Well, not, I was tipsy. But I think my introduction to Richard Brake was Batman Begins.
Oh yeah,
he was the shooter that killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
That's right. Yeah. He's memorable in anything that you see him in. Like I feel like everyone can remember him.
Yes,
Too zombie.
that's my quote from with Peninsula. Yeah,
amazing.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Now I really have to watch it.
Well, like shout out to my boy Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast. He was entertained by Peninsula. He liked it. He's like, it was a good action zombie movie. But when you have so much love for Train to Busan and you've been waiting years to see this, and then you on purpose like planned it to watch it last on Halloween, after your horror movie marathon all day, and you're like saving it for the end, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Fucking kids using radio control cars. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Oh yeah, I was pissed. Oh my God, dude, that movie almost ruined Halloween.
Oh no, that's a really important slot. That's got to be
because we were having fun all day.
The heavy hitter.
And then when we got to that one, we were like, Jesus Christ. Now that you heard me say all that, you'll probably be fine watching it.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have the bar lowered a little bit.
Oh my goodness. He says, I remember Richard Brake from Halloween 2. There you go. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, I don't know if I ever saw that one, actually.
And as G says, I watched the most boring 2 movies last week at Insidious 1 and 2 for the first time. Those are not his kind of movies. He's like, nope. Yeah. But yeah, he's so good in this. And he really is. His thing is, like you were saying, you nailed it with him being creepy. His thing is, you got to let the evil out. And so he would like stab himself. He's like, when the blood comes out, he's like, look, the evil is coming out. Yeah. And then that just really fucked up the kid's mind. And at some point, the kid was trying to escape. Young Dominic was trying to escape. But he had him brainwashed. That, your parents abandon you. How much time has gone by? They haven't come search for you. And, so he turned around, went back in and accepted him as his dad. Yeah, it was really crazy.
Creepy. That was really creepy, actually, when he ran back in, or when he hugged him at one point.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's something just really creepy about that. A hug.
Yeah. Why was it like creepy and unsettling when Richard Brake was normal?
I don't know.
Right? When he's like the normal, loving dad. I don't know why that was more creepier. I think it's because we know he could just snap like that.
Yeah, you have that understanding that he's also bleeding people to get the evil out.
Yes.
Anyone like that hugs you is it's no thank you.
Yeah.
But that scene too, where he's making the kid cut him, and like it's his performance is really good because he's like taking it. He's in pain, but he's taking the pain.
Right.
And it's uncomfortable and it's creepy and well done him.
Well, speaking of Batman, there's a Rob Zombie movie called remember I mentioned earlier Richard Brake could be in really horrible movies, but he's great in it. Anyway, so Rob Zombie made a movie called 31. He is magnificent in 31. And if you ever watch 31, I apologize for recommending it. I'm not really recommending it, but if you're bored and you watch 31, you're going to be like, he would have made an amazing Joker. Dude, he would have killed it as a Joker. Like, he was so good.
That's cool.
Let's see. Richard would have made a great Freddy Krueger. Oh, yeah, sure. Of course. There you go. But yeah, he would have made a great Joker. But anyway, so now let's get to my little nitpickies. So throughout the film, our adult Dominique is just, having fun torturing them, or making them torture each other, really.
Yeah.
He only really harms them when they get on a line, and they try to escape. That's when he really harms them. So now we're, introduced to the whole flashback here, the dare. And this is where I was like, okay. All right, man. I was like, okay, children being evil? Yes. That exists.
Yep.
There are evil children in the world. Just watch the movie City of God.
Yep.
Okay. That's a fucked up movie.
Yeah, that's a really
fucked up movie. There's evil kids out there, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
But that's fine with me. The kids torturing young Dominique, the concept, which ends up turning him into what he is, on paper, I'm sure, Billy, is something you wouldn't have any issues with it. But the execution of it was so like, we did this, like they're just hanging out, roasting. I don't know if they're doing marshmallows, but they're just hanging out, telling scary stories at night. Of the dare of the creepy farmer that lives in the house, and when you go there, kids disappear, right?
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, young Dominique just shows up. He's all awkward, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be part of our gang?" Like, instantly, right? And then this is where I was like, again, torturing him to where he turns evil, perfectly fine with that in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
But the way it happened was so like, hey, we have our toolkit here filled with all our torture devices. So if any random children just happen to show up and want to join our gang, we're all set and ready to go with all our torture devices.
Crucify him on the floor, on the ground. Yeah.
It's just like, I was just like, okay, movie, all right.
I was just confused in that moment. I was like, what are we doing right now? Like, oh, we're torturing him? Okay, I see what we're doing. But I had to take a second and really think, like, I don't actually understand what's happening. Like, what are they trying to do? Okay, they wants to be part of the group. Cool.
They're just evil. They're just evil asshole kids.
For no reason. For like, they get nothing from it because they freak themselves out by doing it, and then none of them as grown-ups remember doing that, but they're like 12 or 13 years old, it seems like. So
they didn't even recognize each other.
No, and I think, unless I have this wrong, they were like in a trailer park or something, right? So it was like a group of kids that didn't know each other. They came together for a very small amount of time and then left, and then
who knows how long they've been friends. It kind of sounded like Dominique was the outsider. Like, it kind of sounded like he just got there because they were talking shit about him and his parents or something like that. So who knows, they may have been friends for several years. I don't know.
I was also really confused because he came out of the woods as they're talking about the creepy farmer. So I'm like, oh, he's already been kidnapped and he's gotten out of the house.
That's what I thought.
He's gonna pull them in there, but then not to get ahead of you. Yeah. Then the whole twist was that the last dare is they make him go into the farmhouse, which is where he's kidnapped. Like, that's what gets him kidnapped.
Yeah.
So
the final dare.
Oh, I've got to readjust everything that I understood about this. So,
but I'm sorry, but after all of the first dares and what they did to the kid, no, fuck you. No, we're done. There's no dare because it was the next day.
Yeah.
It was the next
and
day.
And he came back to them for more.
The girl she's like saw him and she's like, hey, let's go come with me. And she's like, hey, go go in the house and go in the house, stay in the house for 20 minutes. That's the last dare. Then you can be part of our gang, and I'll kiss you, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, come on, Dominic. Like, but he comes from a horrible household.
True.
You know, we had a little quick moment where you could hear the parents arguing, fighting. Dominic runs out of the trailer.
Yeah.
So he's probably, you never know, he may just be desperate just to get out and meet people. You know, plus he probably had little hots for the girl. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But
and kids, like, you don't know if you're isolated and alone. Hey, this is what friends are.
Right.
Each other. We put worms in each other's faces, spiders in each other's ears. That's just what we do.
Yeah, it's normal. It's fun.
How do you guys make friends? Oh, we just make each other eat cockroaches. It's fine.
Yeah. But it was just the way again, torturing him, fucking with him is 100%. Normal. Is normal.
Yeah.
But the way it was just like, here's number 1, number 2. All right. Number 3, torture device number 4. We got the worms. Tie him down. Put the worms on him. Make sure the worms don't get in his eyeball, whatever. All right, what's next? I mean, it was like they were so ready. I was like, where the hell she get the bugs from? Like, they were all sitting down, chilling, telling horror stories. And all of a sudden she just had put the spider in his ear, put the cockroach or what in his mouth. Like also, it was just
move when they put the spider in it. They weren't holding him down. I don't think they were holding him down. He just
they held his mouth for the bug in his mouth. They did that, and he swallowed it. He actually swallowed the bug.
Yeah, which hey, good on you. That's very bold. I'd let him in my group at that point.
Well, there's protein in it. You know, they're looking out for his health.
It's not unhealthy, yeah.
But yeah, I shouldn't be laughing at this. I'm sure this was supposed to be meant to be like really fucked up and traumatizing, you know, for the viewer to watch these kids torture this kid.
Yeah.
And bully him and torture him. But the way it was so happening so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, where are we getting these props?
Yeah.
You know?
Coming up with schemes, like, yeah, there didn't seem to be any planning to it. It just seemed to be like, okay, hey, there's a kid here. We're going to torture him and we're going to put bugs all over him and inside of his body. Cool. But that no one ever said that. They just did it.
Yeah, it just happened. Like they were ready. It's like, all right. Well, anyway, so this was kind of interesting concept, but just failed execution on my part.
Yeah.
You know what would have been perfect? We just get to the fucking house.
Yeah.
That's the dare. You could have skipped. You could have skipped all the other stuff.
Yeah,
but they bring it back later.
Yeah, they're setting up all
the revenge,
the tortures that he's doing to them. But honestly, I don't think you even really needed that. Like, if you could sort of make it all one dare, and have little pieces of it in the dare. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking too far ahead, but like, it was a little unnecessary. I think it made it more confusing.
The next day was kind of what threw it off. It should have been all one thing.
It's called The Dare.
Yeah.
Not The Dares.
The Dare.
Series of dares.
Oh my goodness. So he goes in the house, unfortunately gets snatched by Richard Brake. The kids freak out and they run away. And then what you find out later is, you know, the cops approached some of them. They didn't say anything. They could have told them. No one went back to the house to see if he was okay. So fast forward to present time. He's all grown up, kids. He's all big, buff, and huge, and he's all about revenge now. So Richard Brake, yes, his character's Credence. His character's insane, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But how dumb was he to keep newspaper clippings of what actually happened to Dominique's parents in a, like, what was that?
The manila folder.
Yeah, it was like a photo album kind of thing. You know? It's like, why would you keep that when he could most likely find it one day, which is what ends up happening. So at this point, we have teenager Dominique. Now, what did you think of teenager Dominique? Did we get there too fast? Could we have skipped that? Or no?
I think so. I mean, I think so. Most of that backstory, honestly, it could have been much simpler. Like, we know him. He's the kid that we did this dare to.
Yeah.
That is all you need for the backstory, really. Because like all the backstory stuff, I mean, I only imagine they cast Richard Brake and they were like, we need more stuff with him, so let's just build in a backstory with all this. But yeah, kind of unnecessary. Like you just don't really need it.
And he was too skinny. Like he must have did some steroids after he killed his dad,
because he got bulked up pretty fast.
I was like, wait, he's like huge right after that. But anyway, we have this scene. You know, teenager Dominique finds the clippings, finds out that what really happened to his parents, and why his parents never went out to look for him. You know, and so he's all pissed. He's like, he was lied to by Credence, you know, Richard Brake's character. So now we have our confrontation. They kind of go back and forth, and he ends up boiling Richard Brake. He gets the better of him. He ends up boiling him. Now I am assuming he is wearing Richard Brake's skin for his mask. He's wearing that's his face, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
You put him in the smelter.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. It doesn't look like Richard Brake, but that's what he's wearing. Yeah. Okay.
And it's really gross. And that was another thing too, like where that's another confusing thing where Richard Brake is going to kill him for like standing up, finding his real history, and like he's going to teach him a lesson by boiling him.
Yeah.
And the kid gets out, and then just puts him back up. There was something so like, that was the confrontation. That was the switch. Like that was the big change. And I was just like, why was that even a thing? Like, why wouldn't we just put Richard Brake up on the smelter to kill him? Like, you don't need to have that switch. I don't know. It was just a really sort of unnecessary, suspenseful moment, I guess.
Yeah, and like at that point, Richard Brake was older and sick.
Yeah.
He should have just got the upper hand quick.
Oh, that's
just straight up killed him.
That's what I think it was. Like the only reason that the kid got out was because Richard Brake had a coughing fit.
Right.
And then he got out. And I was like, dude, just get yourself out of there if you can get out while he's coughing.
Yeah. And he also found out that Credence killed his previous son.
That's right.
That was another. Yeah.
That's why kid strong enough.
Right. He had too much evil in him. He needed to be evil out. So now he took some steroids. He's huge. But now we are back to present time now, and now we are now. It's come full circle. Every torture device thing they did to him as a kid, he has returned them back in kind. He put a whole bunch of spiders in the it was a cat.
Yeah.
Baby, it was eggs. It was like a whole bunch of eggs just flushed in their ear.
Yeah,
which is yummy. Yeah, and he ended up having security guy crucify Jay's hands. Of course, Jay gets out, and the security guard. What happened to him again?
Eyeball cut and worm
the eyeball and worm in the eye.
Which is really gross.
it is, but the worm was a little bit CGI. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I think I was squinting at that point because I was grimacing a little, so it didn't look as bad. But yeah, a little bit CGI. Yeah, some of the effects were. I mean, they were all affecting to me. Like they all hit me hard. They are very gross and creative and clever.
That means they did its job.
Yeah. There were some like the eyeball, and there's one other. I'm not remembering it at this point, but I think it was the spider in the ear, where I was kind of like, yeah, if you can't show that, if you can't pull that off, like you don't need to do that because the idea of doing it is pretty gross.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, he continues the torture, and it's funny because as soon as we get back to real time, they all realize, like you were saying, oh shit, they realize pretty quickly actually that he was Dominique.
Yeah,
because Lips is like trying to he tries to tell them that he has the horseshoe on his forearm, inside forearm, and it's funny because they don't recognize each other. But they all recognize the horseshoe, which so many years have gone by, I probably would have forgot about that too.
Yeah.
But they all like, oh my God, he's the little kid we fucked up. Oh, it's you. So we're like really wrapping it up. Like we're trying to wrap it up. I get it. I understand.
There and like the kids were not that young. Like their memories should be fully forming by then. they're young teenagers.
Yeah.
Or 12, 13, whatever.
I was kind of hoping our villain would get his kiss revenge. I know he got revenge with the spiders, but I was waiting for.
I thought that was coming too.
You owe me a kiss or something, and he was like
hideous.
Something like that was coming. And he was like hideous, like all fucked up with drool coming out, and he goes, but he ended up being like really handsome and shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'll take that kiss now. Thank you.
That would have been hilarious.
You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought they were setting up for like a big final showdown, and he was going to say, "You can't be in our group," and then kill him.
Oh, 2 thumbs down.
Yeah,
that would have been terrible. I would have laughed, but then I would have given it two thumbs down.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, eyeballs popping out. People getting crucified, spiders coming out of the body. He rips her open.
Oh yeah, that's gross too.
Like he ripped her open, man. That was it. He had to rip her open to make sure everyone could see the spiders coming out.
Of course. See what I did? It worked.
Yeah.
That was pretty gross. Any I feel like gutting scenes specifically where you're going to see intestines, it has to be pretty affecting, or it's going to look super fake. And that one was really good. I was a little jarred by that.
Yeah. Props to the makeup team and the creature effects and
I gotta give credit where credit's due in this one, because every single time,
even creature effects, you know what I mean?
No,
blood and gore effects.
Yeah, like every time there was one of those, I got a little nervous because this is gonna be gross, and it was really disgusting.
Did you want Jay, who's our protagonist? Did you want him to die within the first 5 minutes of the movie?
Yes. Sure did.
Because I was like, oh my God. Because at first he's the perfect father, perfect husband, whatever. And then later, when he gets kidnapped and captured, he's all like, "You gotta let me go, man. I'm a father. I'm a good man. I'm a good husband, man. I give blood, man. I just gave blood recently."
It felt like they were setting him up to be kind of a douche that was going to die, but then he was the hero, and we sort of like moved away from that and
subverted our expectations.
Yeah.
And the security guard guy's like, "Well, get ready to give more blood."
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. But yeah, they tried to, once they recognized who the kid was, who's now an adult, they tried to sweet talk him. That went horrible.
Yeah.
But now, everyone's fucked up, but Jay gets the upper hand this time and escapes. Now, this is another nitpick. This does not ruin the movie. And who knows if they ran out of time or whatnot. But you have this really amazing location for an end finale fight.
Yeah.
This was perfect. This was so good, man.
Yeah.
This does not represent how great this location was. This is just a dark photo from the trailer. You got to see the movie to really see it, like, how big it is. And then there's light. There's more light in there. Yeah. Man, a really great fight, or him trying to fight to survive using his surroundings, because there's no way he could beat that guy hand to hand, because that guy's so strong.
Right.
I was like, oh man, because when I watched the trailer and he just boom punches him and he goes and Jay falls over the railing, I was like, oh shit, we're gonna have a one-on-one throwdown like The Burning. Have you seen the slasher film The Burning?
No.
There's a great mano-y-mano. Let's go. Here's a great location for the end finale fight. Fire's involved. I mean, The Burning's great. The Burning's Tom Savini did the special effects and stuff.
Okay,
the
cool.
Gore effects, yeah. The Burning. So I was hoping for The Burning, man, because I'm like, dude, you got this jacked, like, machine slasher guy who wants revenge, and this is like such a great location. But what's weird is, the guy's a good-looking guy, so I know why they took the mask off of the guy, right? But I would have preferred if he kept the mask on and we used this great location for great thematic final throwdown fight. And then when it ends up going into when the fight leaves that area, and then it ends up merging or going into the kitchen.
Right.
Maybe his mask could come off there, and they can continue the fight in there. Because the fight in the kitchen, there were some good hits in there. There were some good hits. But now you have gorgeous model man You know, so it's kind of like the intimidation factor. I mean, he's jacked still.
Yeah.
But you know, it just kind of like lessens.
But suddenly it's like a fight scene in Gilmore Girls. Very handsome men fighting. That's maybe a little bit harsh, but like, I feel you though. It's like two very handsome guys just duking it out in like an okay fight scene.
Yeah. And I wanted that to be longer too. And he kind of just got the upper hand just because he was just trying to survive, I guess. He was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I was a little let down by that too. I kind of assumed it was going to be a really bloody fight scene with all the great effects that were going on.
Yeah.
But he had Dominic had a stab wound in his back that didn't really seem to affect him. And then at one point he put a shirt on. Did you notice that?
Yeah. See, right here, he's he's shirtless. He just has the tank top.
Yeah.
And he's still jacked and diesel. And then he became super gorgeous, handsome model man with flannel.
With a nice flail shirt on.
Like, why are you doing this movie?
It was the shirt that Richard Brake was wearing. So like, but he's already embraced that lifestyle. It's not like he's adopting it now for the first time.
I know, but it
was really weird to put that shirt on.
Yeah, it was just kind of strange, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of like, oh boy. I mean,
he was a little.
You got some good hits here and there, but it was just kind of like visually, we didn't need him to put on the flannel. You know what I mean? Like, why did we do that, man? Good looking, handsome flannel. That's our killer, folks. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what they were going for, but yeah, we had an opportunity here to really have an amazing one-on-one, memorable finale, and the whole letting the evil out. I thought maybe they would play into that a little bit more. Imagine him stabbing him multiple times, and then Dominique's like grateful.
Yeah,
being stabbed like during the confrontation.
Yeah,
he's like, you know what I mean? Like he's like,
the more good he's gonna be if the more he bleeds out. Like, something crazy like that. Yeah.
But they kind of, you know what? I think they must have ran out of time because it felt so rushed because they end up going into the forest. They get out of the house to go to the forest, and he gets the upper hand on Dominique again, and then Dominique goes, "I need you to finish me off to let the evil out," and then he shoots him, right? Or what does he do again?
He ends up stabbing him, but like
he stabs him.
Very strange because he doesn't stab him, and then they fight again, and then he stabs him multiple times. So,
right, but he doesn't like make sure the job's done.
Right,
like he just what are you doing, man?
Yeah, you kill that dude. Figure out how to do it,
dude. You got to double tap that guy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we had some action.
Yeah.
I just wanted a little bit more because the whole movie was building to that.
It does feel like a bit of a wasted opportunity. Like that last fight was a little repetitive for me. Like it was, a smaller guy gets the upper hand and kind of knocks him on his back, and then he runs away and runs off. He's going to get up and come back, and you're just sort of looking for it. And then that happens, and then same thing. He knocks him on his butt and gets away and comes back. And then he's like wailing on him with the pail. And I'm like, are we going to kill him? Are we going to squish his head? It's going to be really gross. No, he stops and has this moment of sympathy, then runs out into the woods. He's going to catch up again. So it's just kind of the same thing multiple times in a row. And
have you heard
really building anything?
Have you heard of the of the Samson theory?
No.
So the Samson theory. If you say it about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler Hulk Hogan, as soon as Hulk Hogan takes his bandana off, he loses all his power. Can you see that big ass bald spot? And you see his age, he lost all his power, right? So for Dominique, he took the mask off, put on the flannel. That's it. Got weak, bro.
Yeah,
that was it. Oh shit. Awesome. I was, when he said, let the evil out, and Jay got the upper hand and walked away, and he's just laying there dying, I was not satisfied. I was kind of let down. I was disappointed. But thankfully, we had a little extra bonus at the end, and I'm like, okay, thank God. So fast forward, a couple of years have gone by, because I'm like, dude, this ending is way too sweet. It's way too sweet, way too easy. If this goes to credits, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
If this just rolls the credits, I'm going to be like this, right? But thankfully, well, how many years went by? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fast forward, the girls, Jay's 2 daughters are now teens, right? They're like teenagers now. And for some dumbass reason, they go back to the spot that's rumored in the forest. That's rumored, in the area is where it happened, And she's the 2 daughters are with 2 dudes, and they're and that one daughter's like giggling and like making fun of the fact that about what her dad went through. I'm like, what the fuck? Your dad was crucified.
Dad almost died here. We should probably come out here and tell shitty stories.
I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
And, they were like disagreeing on what happened too, and like whether they believed it or not. And it was just weird. It was just a weird conflict.
So you know what I was rooting for? I was like, oh, please, 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 kill them. And luckily, the last final shot, boom,
flannel. That's what it was. That's right. Red flannel.
That's right. But he had the mask back on.
He did have the mask back on.
Thank God. But that's it. The Dare 2. He's going to have the flannel on with the mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
But I was like, okay, thank God. At least we had some kind of, semi-satisfying ending to the movie.
Yeah. It felt like a movie that needs kind of a mean ending like that.
Yeah, well, especially when they're douchebags.
Right.
Your dad almost died and got tortured to death. And you guys are talking shit. What the fuck?
Yeah. You
kill them.
Yeah.
Whatchamacall? But yeah, what we did need, I forgot to mention earlier, more of. You have that scene in the pit where they dig up some bones and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Jay does. And he actually finds a skull.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And later, when escapes, he picks up the skull and you hear Richard Brake's voice talking shit.
Yeah.
That would have been great if that kept happening. He kept hearing Richard Brake, Credence's voice fucking with him through the whole finale.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? Like, he gets the upper hand on him, in the kitchen, and all of a sudden you hear, "You gotta let that little pussy fuck you." Like, you better, boy, you better get up. I mean, like, that would have been
bleed him. Yeah.
Get
something
get the evil out of him, boy. Like, that would have been interesting. But we just,
I feel like more of that through the whole movie would have been great, because I feel like my like problems with it are like, really, if you're looking at just without the flashbacks, you're looking at just the basement, the bunker. What exactly is his goal? Like, we don't really. I mean, it's to torture them, yes, but also why? Like, because he doesn't seem to do any of the torture or make them torture each other unless it's for punishment for leaving, except for the one time. I know I'm nitpicking and like picking it apart a little bit more than it really needs to be, but that's the stuff for me that really starts to undercut a movie. Cut the suspense.
It was literally, I think, one line, like, "My father told me to get the evil out, get revenge on you, and get the evil out." That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Evil out is a really cool thing.
Yeah,
but if you have that in your villain, you don't need it to be this crazy backstory about a dare. And if you have the dare, you don't need to hit so hard the letting the evil out thing, because he's just fucked up from bleed. I don't know. Yeah. It was
another mistake. Yeah, I got you. Another mistake with teenage Dominique is if they listen to us, if they had Billy read the script, we would have skipped teenage Dominique, because teenage Dominique at this point seemed pretty level-headed, and he wasn't like a child's mind.
No,
if you went straight from here straight to here, it would make more sense why he kind of has little childlike ways. Like, he still has drawings.
Yeah.
Like, he still kind of acts like a child a little bit now and then.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, it would have been better if we just, again, child straight to an adult. And then we have that kind of a throwaway line where he was like, I went out to the world and tried to live among you, but I couldn't do it. And my dad told me that I had to get revenge on you and let the evil out. It's just like, so you tried to leave the house and escape. What happened? I felt like there was a whole scene or another movie there.
Yeah,
You know,
it was strange because yeah, like you said, he's pretty level-headed teenager. He was even still thinking about a normal life. I think like that's why Richard Brake got mad at him and was gonna hit him or what was it? Yeah, but you're right. He
wasn't doing his
level-headed.
he wasn't doing his chores and work. His thing that was consistent is that he loves art.
Right.
So he was trying to do some art, and then Richard's like, "Do your chores," and he's like, "Fuck you." He punches him in the stomach, and then
right.
Then we go from there.
Smelter immediately in the smelter.
We gotta go. We don't want the audience to be bored, man. We gotta go. Yeah. Despite all the nitpicks, though, I was entertained. I enjoyed the Dare for what it was.
Yeah, I know. I was like ripping on some of the stuff, but also like it's not what it's for. It's not for that. It's for like watching some really gnarly effects, which really work. Like this, and those effects are better than the effects in Bone Cold. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the effects, the props. We bow to the people who did the effects for sure. Now I'm warning everyone again right now. We're going to talk spoilers, even the ending to this next movie. So if you guys are curious about this movie, you're going to watch it at some point. Spoiler warning now, because we're going to talk about the ending. I didn't think Billy was going to want to, so he wants to, so we got to do it. But let's go back in time a couple of years to 2011's Take Shelter. Yes, directed by Jeff Nichols. Plot synopsis: plagued by a series of apocalyptic visions, a young husband and father questions whether to shelter his family from a coming storm or from himself. Yes. Also starring the lovely Jessica Chastain. Yes. Mm-hmm. And a very underrated actor, Shea Wingham. Dude, every movie I see him in, he's always good. He's always good.
He's Richard Yang's Richard fucked it up. Richard Blake's yin to Shea Wingham's yang. You know what I'm trying to say. They are all in this movie.
But yeah, I mean,
write that down before I say it next time.
He was good in was he in Mission Impossible? I haven't seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning yet. He's in that.
Yeah, he's in shit. That, yeah. He's good in it too. He's not in it much, but he's really good.
Yeah, see, he's one of those guys. He just shows up. He doesn't have a big part, but he's good. You remember him, right? Like he was good in Joker. He was in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
He did some voiceover work for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. But this other one, I just wanted to tell you about it really quickly. You've seen it already. He was in Fast 9. He's probably the best part of that movie. Let's see.
I saw Fast 9. I think I stopped at 8.
Let's see here. Where is it?
Splinter?
That's dude, have you seen Splinter?
I have. And I remember really liking Splinter when it came
out.
When it came out.
That was my introduction to him, man. Splinter.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's a good movie. One location movie.
One location, man. Good effects, solid performances.
There's one more thing though. Damn it. He was in Kong Skull Island, but there was one more. I thought there was another movie. Wolf of Wall Street, American Hustle. He's just one of those guys. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And people know him now. I think he's a really solid character actor. So like the big directors know him, and you'll continue to see him forever, probably.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Splinter, man, that was great. Oh, I know what it is. I know which movie I'm looking for because I wanted to recommend it to you. It was a movie he made with John Bernthal, and it was really good, man. We just took a risk on it. We're like, we don't know. It was one of those, let's see if we get pleasantly surprised type movie. Yeah. Here we go. Small Engine Repair. Check that out, man.
Small Engine Repair.
Yeah, man. Small little movie. But John Bernthal's in it, and pretty good, dude. Pretty good little suspense thriller, man. Check that out. Yeah. Just watch that blind. Yeah. It's on Hulu.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Small Engine Repair, man. That's some good. There's some heavy stuff in that, dude. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Awesome.
But yeah, he's good. So
yeah.
Oh, he was in Band of Brothers. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
Elif says, "Hey, I'm back. Just finished watching Rush Hour 2 on TV. Now Rush Hour 3 is playing. Rush Hour 3 is not as good, honestly." Hey, Elif, that's why you're awesome, Elif. That's right. We see eye to eye. Yeah, there's fans for Rush Hour 3. Good for you, but I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't really remember it very well, which means I didn't like it probably.
When you don't laugh, what the fuck? I'm sitting there watching it like
with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
I'm waiting to laugh. And then Henry Sonata, he's like a legend. I get a dream match. He fights with Jackie Chan in that movie. And we're just gonna not show the fight. It's gonna be some bullshit quick fight. And I'm like, dude, oh my god. Yeah, don't get me ranting on Rush Hour 3. All right, so now we are back to Take Shelter. Now, when did you see this movie?
I saw it years and years ago, when around the time it first came out. I don't know if I saw it in theaters, but probably saw it like right when it came out on DVD, and I loved it right away. Like it was very much up my alley of like supernatural-ish, but also like very rooted in the character, and it's all kind of centered on one person, and you're questioning it the whole time, and you don't know which movie you're watching.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I loved it right away. And
can you do the line? Can you do the scene from the movie? Michael Shannon's scene. Can you do it?
Do you think I'm crazy? That one?
Yeah. Come on.
And he leans into that one guy's face. Do you think I'm crazy?
What was it? I was like, "There's a storm coming."
And none of you are prepared for it.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. I mean, the whole question of the movie, literally from the beginning to the end, you're like, is he suffering from symptoms of schizophrenia like his mother,
right,
or is he actually having visions and there's a storm coming? That moment is like, ooh, buddy, you're tipping the crazy scale.
that scene, I was like, can we just give Michael the Oscar? Like, just give it to him now,
retroactively, give it to him this year for that movie.
Dude, there's movies where small movies that I come across, like Bug. And
Bug's one of my all-time favorites.
Bug, another one location movie.
Yep.
Bug and what was the other one? Nocturnal Animals.
Oh yeah.
And we come across that, and I'm like, Michael Shannon is God. That's my reaction when the movie's over, because he's so good.
He's so good.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, so man, right in the beginning, just suspense. That over. What's the word I'm looking for? The impending doom. Feeling.
Dread. Dread feeling. Just something's happening. And he sees this crazy storm and says nothing to anybody about it. And you're like, oh, that's not good. That's definitely not good.
Yeah. And he's introduced as his loving family man, but he wasn't as good of a dad or a person as Jay, because he didn't give any blood.
Right. Not a drop of blood.
No. I mean, Jesus. But
I really wanted Dominic to show up in this movie and take Michael Shannon away.
I know this was the wrong characters here. But yeah, hardworking man, takes care of his family, loves his daughter. She's deaf. And they're just trying to take care of her. They're trying to work on, getting her some surgery. And, just seems like an overall pretty good dude. Jessica Chastain's family could go fuck themselves, though. Like, they're fucking horror. Like, dude, just because that's what you like to do, right? You like to sit around at the table with your family and try to enjoy the meal and hang out while the family's just talking shit.
Yeah,
like, dude,
judgy about why you didn't show up at church because you're sick.
It's like, dude,
come on, man.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you're in my house. Eat your fucking food or get the fuck out of here, man. Somebody else wasn't in church today again. Someone's gonna be roasted in the fires of hell. Shut the fuck up, old man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That scene is really short, but it is infuriating.
Get Dominique in this movie to take some people out. We need you to clean house, Dominique.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you can see Jessica's face though. Do you have her character's name? I accidentally closed my
Samantha.
She starts to notice things are changing with her husband.
Yeah.
And for what was it? Jeff Nichols is a fantastic actor. Mud special. Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, director. We got you.
Yeah, I like Midnight Special a lot too.
But she starts to notice some things that are different about, her man. For a while though, Michael Shannon's character was driving me crazy because I'm like, dude, don't be a fucking dude. Yeah. Stop being a fucking dude.
Yeah.
Just talk to let your wife know at least what's happening. Just at least your wife, let her know what's happening, right?
Please tell somebody something.
Yeah. He tries to, but it goes horribly wrong. But at least tell his wife. Because he went to some other people before he told her. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? Anyway, he's got that manly pride.
Yeah.
But now, he can't sleep. He's peeing in the bed. He's waking up all wet. He doesn't know what's going on. He's seeing these horrific, post-apocalyptic, like impending doom, nightmare images and scenarios. Like he's driving his daughter somewhere, and then all of a sudden, fucking here, like this scene, like he's just
so scary. So scary.
Like there's like a mist fills up the road, right? And then he, I forgot what happened. Like a body appeared in front, and he took the car off the road.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, these shadowy figures show up. They grab him. They take his daughter out of the car. And it was like the worst nightmares ever. The kind of the nightmares you get when you eat a lot of like really bad fast food and then go right to bed.
Yeah.
Right after that. Those kind of nightmares.
And you wake up going,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And they
shouldn't have had Del Taco.
I peed the bed. I shouldn't have had Del Taco.
Oh shit.
And like the way that he wakes up, like his performance of waking up from a nightmare just makes it so much scarier. They're so simple, and like he can't breathe for a second. And oh god, cringeworthy.
Dude, especially when he has that seizure.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, is Michael really having a seizure right now, dude? Cut. Just keep going, man. Just keep rolling the camera.
Roll it. We're not going to get another one of these.
We're going to use it. We're not going to get another one. Oh, shit. But yeah, I mean, his character's just going through some shit. He's like, poor guy, I feel bad for him, and he's just, throughout the whole movie, it's just back and forth. He keeps seeing these impending doom type images, like end of the world type images. He's working out with his buddy, and he's like, seeing these birds kind of flock together in a very odd way, and he's like, what the hell's going on? He's hearing lightning and thunder, but his buddy is not.
Yeah.
And that's like your first red flag, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is he losing his mind? God damn it.
And it's so sad because he knows what it means for himself, because, as you realize about halfway through the movie, like his mother has been in assisted living because she suffers from serious schizophrenia and has since the 80s or something.
Yeah.
So he's just been like waiting for this his whole life. So that's what he thinks it is. And yeah, it's just, he still can't shake that feeling of it's real, but he knows. He has that great line where he says, I can't explain it. It's not just dreams and visions, but I know where I come from. Like, I know what I come from. So like, you understand that conflict in him. Like it's so sad. It's so sad.
He said that, again, like you were saying, he can't explain it, but he feels it.
Yeah.
Like he had the nightmare of his dog biting him, and he said he felt the pain in his arm the whole day when he woke up.
Yeah.
So he had a dream of his wife trying to kill him in the kitchen, and then he's at the breakfast table and she grabs his hand and he like flips out.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, and you really feel for him. And you just again, the performance, dude, is like insane. Like in Michael Shannon is God. I'm gonna say it for this one as well. Like it's so good. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But more horror, more into the world, horrific images. He's seeing, and so he's like, all right, I gotta. He starts preparing. He takes out a loan, well, for a lot of money, and he makes some kind of bad decisions. Or even though I'm on his side, I was like, dude, what are you doing, bro? You guys are not like super rich. Even the guy giving him the loan was like, do you really want to do this? This is a bad. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to take on a loan to get this trailer and do the, like, and he gets the trailer and then he uses his buddy, his construction worker buddy, to take construction equipment off the job and use it to do this all on a Saturday. I'm like, dude, you're fired.
100%.
I was like, the first thing I said, I was like, dude, you're fired, man. Like, what are you doing?
And it's and the way that they set it up, like the movie it's pretty slow. Like watching it this time, kind of knowing where it's going, I was like, oh, this feels much slower than I remember, but probably just because I knew where it was going. But so what they set up early is like, his daughter's getting the cochlear implant. And they're so excited about it because his insurance finally kicked in, and it's this great insurance through his job.
Yeah.
And you don't really think too much about it until that moment, and you're like, oh God, you're risking your job and this insurance and this surgery for your daughter you've been waiting on for so long. And so you just kind of feel that tension and that that dread just getting heavier and heavier as you're going through.
And then he gets fired, and then he has to tell his wife, and then that goes horribly wrong. And she ends up slapping him and then walking out. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, that scene is awesome and heartbreaking and everything, because you see her realize what it means, and he walks over, just slaps him, and then grabs her daughter and runs out. Like, God, that's a really realistic.
But like a straight up gangster, straight up G. He still stayed with him after that.
Yep.
I like that scene. She has a plan. She's like, if you want to stay with us and make this work, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a job. You're going to get another job. We're going to try to milk your insurance. Maybe we can speed up. She just.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yeah.
I think any other woman probably would have been like, well, I'm out of here.
Bye.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, he was acting insane too, that's not good either.
Yeah.
But all of these scenes was kind of fucked up when he, first he reached out to the doctor for some pills. His doctor gave him some pills. He thought it was going to work, but that didn't work. Then his doctor said, well, you got to go to this psychiatrist, but he's too far. He's like, well, is there somebody close? So he goes to this counselor. And at first you kind of think like it's helping him a little, because he goes back to her.
Yeah.
And it's so fucked up because, later after the shit hits the fan with his wife and his job and everything, he goes to the psychiatrist. He finally goes, they said, fuck it. They end up going to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is saying the same shit. I was waiting for the psychiatrist to say, hey, I know a guy. Thanks for coming in, but I know a guy. I'm going to give you his number. Like the same shit he's been hearing,
Yeah.
But, he kind of asking the same questions, and then he goes back to the counselor. She's gone, replaced by another counselor, and he asks him the same questions.
And
after that, it's just like fucking hell, dude. You see it on his face. He's out. He's checked.
And then he just stands up without a word and walks out. Like, hey, I get it. I get that.
Same. Let's start from there.
Yeah.
Your mother has a history of this. Let's start from there. Same shit. It's kind of fucked up, I felt so bad for him, And then they're trying to be positive and trying to get things back on track. And then his wife's like, hey, let's go to the town dinner or luncheon or whatever. I want to feel normal. I want to do something normal. And then that backfires.
Yeah, that's right. Because not only did he get fired, but his buddy got fired too, I think.
He got suspended for two weeks, still 2 weeks without pay.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
And his wife, they look like they had a great marriage going on. What the hell was that all about, dude? I did love
their opening, like the opening line to him is, my wife and I are thinking to start, we're trying to get together a threesome. That's the first line of them. And I was like, oh, okay. There is a duality here.
Yeah. I thought he was joking at first. Like he was just trying to make Michael laugh. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, serious? Oh, yikes. Not with that look on her face after getting home from the bar. There will
Yeah,
be no
no.
threesomes.
Oh god,
But yeah,
that was a really depressing moment too, where you just see her standing outside, angry and miserable. Like
she looked like a slasher.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
looked more intimidating than Flannel Dominic.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
And
I
he
don't
just
want
walks by her without a word, and she's just like waves to Michael Shannon, like thanks a lot, asshole. Yeah, I've seen some like
to.
back home in Maine, small town Maine is where I'm from originally. You see
Yeah.
a lot of marriages like that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
as it happens, but
Yeah. Make sure you really love who you're with. That's all I got to say.
yes. Make sure
But they
you're
got to
cool
treat
with
you
them.
right. They got to treat you right back, though. If they
Yeah.
don't, fuck it. Fuck
Yep.
it, man. But yeah, another great performance from Shea. Is it Shea or Shea? Shea, I think.
I thought it was Shay, but I could be wrong.
Shea. Yeah, another great performance. He's all, what the fuck are you doing here? And they get in a little scrap, and then that's when we have the Oscar moment performance from Michael. And man, again, I love how he just breaks after that.
Yeah.
And Jessica's face, she was like, I've never seen him like this before. He just completely, tears just breaks. And then she goes and embraces him and they leave. Yeah. That shocked her. She was like, because he seemed very strong, father figure, husband, supportive. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to handle it. I'm the provider. I'm going to do this. Very strong. And then just seeing him just completely flushed.
Yeah.
And she was like, fuck.
It's such a huge scene because the entire movie you're just watching him restrain,
yeah,
deal with all this stuff and this craziness going on in his own mind, and like you feel for him and he's just holding on for dear life, and then that explosion of a scene, he even tries to stop it right before, and then finally like just explodes anger, and then everything comes out. And I think in that moment he realizes he sounds crazy, and that's like this is what happened to his mom, and so that's it's such a big impactful scene. Michael Shannon is God. You're right.
Plus, it didn't help that his buddy was telling the town, basically that he was insane. That didn't help things either. But again, more impending doom scenes here, like with the birds coming in, and just a lot of crazy stuff. And then in the middle of the night, the town siren goes off, and they all get up. They go to the shelter. He puts oxygen masks on them, locks up the shelter, and the next morning happens, and she's all, his wife's like, well, it's time to go, and he's like, no one's going anywhere. And I was just like, right at that moment, dude, I was like, is the movie really gonna do this?
Yeah.
I was like, the balls.
And just
if the movie does this, dude. Like, I was like, holy shit, that would be a crazy ending if he ends up being basically the murderer of his family. Like he ends up killing both of them by keeping them in there. And then we have this faraway shot of the trailer. You just see, you don't hear anything. You just see the faraway shot of the trailer and then credits.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God. That would be fucking insane if it ended that way.
Like, holy shit.
I thought that was happening. I was like, because he was so like, no, he's like, the storm is still out there. Don't you hear the lightning? Don't you hear the storm? Don't you hear the rain? Hey man, don't be laughing at my Michael Shannon, man. I'm trying.
Because it was so spot on.
I'm trying. And she goes up there. She's like, I don't hear anything, dear. I don't hear anything. She puts her hand on the door. She doesn't feel anything. For a second there, I was like, dude, that would be crazy if it ended that way. But it was interesting because I was expecting her to just, dude, fucking move out of the way so we can bring our daughter out.
Yeah.
But she decides to have him do it. She's like, if you want to beat this thing, you need to open the door.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, and
Yeah,
it took him a while, but he finally opened up the door and went out.
yeah. And it's such a great moment too, because it's long. It takes a minute, and like he has
Yeah.
to go through a lot to be able to do it. But he knows, she knows, they all know, we know it's going to answer the question, one way or the other. Either he's right and he's had these visions, and there's an apocalypse out there, or he is losing his mind and he's mentally ill and he needs help. And you just feel like he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. Now the town siren, that was real, right?
Yeah. I think there was like a tornado that went
tornado. By. Yeah. But the sense of relief when he gets out there, he's standing in the sun. That was the movie's big moment. He's like, I kind of conquered my fear in a way at that moment in time.
Yeah.
And they end up going on their vacation because at this point, why not? They probably need it.
Yeah,
fuck it. The
doctor told him get away from that bunker because it's like ruined your whole life. You've put way too much into it. You've blown up your entire life for that bunker. You need to separate yourself from it.
Yeah. And they go on their vacation, and then he's sitting on the sand playing with his daughter, and all of a sudden his daughter gets up and turns and looks out to the ocean and sees something, and then he turns and looks around. Right, and then he's holding her, looking at something, and then Jessica Chastain comes out of the house. She sees something. I need to go back and rewind it. Did you notice something on the reflection of the glass door she was standing by? I thought I saw something. I don't know if it was a twister or
probably. I just thought it was like the crazy cloud formation storm.
Right. But I didn't study it. No, I'll have to go back and look at it again. But she sees something, and then Michael Shannon turns and looks at her. She turns and looks at him, and they both nod. And then the movie ends. And then either you love this movie or you hate it at this point.
Yeah,
I could see after the big revelation of him coming out, he conquered his fear, he's in the sunlight, and then the movie ending. I could see it still being considered a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I could see people still loving it. But now having that scene afterwards, making you think more now, I can see people going, okay, well, what the fuck is, which is it? Like, movie, which is it? I could see some people being really frustrated.
Yeah,
with that ending.
Yeah, it pulls a bit of a switcheroo.
Yeah,
without much explanation.
So now that we spoiled the ending for everybody watching. Yeah. Now, what do you think about it? The ending.
I like the ending because I think it not only gives sort of a happy, satisfying ending, but it's a relief. But it also, I think, makes it more interesting as a story. And I think it because it starts asking questions. It's asking questions the whole time about support in a marriage and a relationship, and like struggling with a mental illness like this. But what it reminds me of is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. His, Richard Dreyfuss's obsession that whole movie, and he like is going away from his family. Essentially, he's like leaving his family for this obsession that ends up being a real thing that he gets taken off. And so it kind of makes me feel like that a little bit, like like trusting in himself when he has every reason not to, and that's going to save them, and that's going to save him and his family.
Right.
But I am aware of that same thing. Like it does feel like okay, here's your answer. Surprise, motherfucker. Here's your
surprise, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? I still really like the movie a lot, dude. This was a great recommendation, man. This was so good. This is like one of the most well-acted, suspense building, just so good. Like just overall so good. Yeah. And I'm fine with the ending. I'm fine with it, but I can understand people going, so you wasted our time, or I can see people getting frustrated.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
But
and it's very dramatic. And you
do
know,
you
also,
do you like that it's there, or would you have preferred it not to be there?
I do like that it's there. I like
Okay,
that it's there. I feel like it's another twist of the knife, so to speak. Like
right.
because it's a surprise, you know, that it's a that it's that kind of ending.
Yeah,
Um and I like to be surprised by that, by things like that, because I
right,
think, you know, like you said, there's a version of it where it ends. It's about mental illness and what it
right.
feels like, and that's really interesting and fascinating in itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because
but yeah,
technically, kind of both things could have been happening at the same time.
sure, yeah.
You know,
Well,
you know.
that's why I mentioned earlier. There's a lot of similarities to this and Bone Cold, and for people that haven't seen Bone Cold, which is probably most people, that like it's
Go watch Bone Cold.
yeah, go watch it.
Buy,
It's very
buy the
good.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
All right.
But like
You like
that movie is also
psychological action horror movies? You got to watch Bone Cold.
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
But that one kind of deals with a similar like, is it real? Is it in his head kind of
Right,
thing?
right,
And
right.
it kind of has it both ways. I won't say any more than that, but like so yeah, when I was rewatching this one, I went, oh, I wonder if I had a lot more inspiration from this movie than I thought I did, because I didn't remember how similar it was.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's interesting. This movie reminds me of one of my favorite action martial arts horror films
Mm.
called Rigor Mortis. And I
Oh,
did a whole spoiler deep dive review on here with a buddy of mine because we both really enjoy the film. But the ending is similar to this film, to where people go, "Oh well, fuck you now."
yeah.
Like you will be enthralled, entertained. The visuals are amazing. The action sequences are great. The fights are great. The creativity for the special effects and the abilities that the demons are using when you have the demon hunter fighting back. It's so good. I recommend Rigor Mortis if you've never
Yeah.
seen it. I think it's on Tubi.
Cool.
But I don't know if I want to spoil it. Do you want me to spoil it for you?
I don't know. Should I watch it? You can spoil it for me. It maybe
Okay.
it'd be better if I know it's coming.
Okay. So, spoiler warning for Rigor Mortis, everybody watching right now who has not seen my review. So the movie starts. I'll do the short version. The
Yeah.
movie starts with a Hong Kong star. You know, used to be a big star back in the day. Career's kind of fallen. So depression. You know, not having his wife and kids anymore. He's alone. He basically goes to the slums in this apartment to basically kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
He goes there to hang himself. So right before he goes up, he's getting ready to hang himself, and then he's getting ready to do it, and then all these thoughts go in his head, and then the chair breaks and he falls down, but it comes loose basically. What you find out in the slums is that it's haunted. The building he's in is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool is you have an old uh, demon hunter in there. He's like retired, so he's like one of the best characters in the movie. He's one of the tenants. So he ends up meeting up with him, and then they realize, oh shit, there's something here. It's like it's basically the China's version of the vampire. It's kind of like the
Cool.
hopping
Oh,
dead. So if
gotcha.
you see anybody up with the arms all like this and they're hopping
Yeah.
because of rigor mortis, that's their version of a vampire, right? Except
Awesome.
except in the past, those were played for fun.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it's serious. Like their version of the vampire in this movie, there's nothing fun or funny about it. It's you don't fuck with this version of that vampire. So it's really exciting, amazing visuals. The him trying to help out, kind of find some value again, and trying to help out this demon hunter face off the vampire. And there's other spirits and shit in the building. It's really exciting. It's really great. But at the very end, he faces him one on one. Everybody ends up dying. Well, you know, the people in the building don't die, but like the demon hunter dies, he dies because it was a crazy finale, dude. Like it's nuts. And he ends up dying, but they end up taking out the bad guy, and he dies in a way, a hero, which is what he used to play when he was an actor, right?
Uh-huh.
After that, they show you what's really happening in real time, and you're in a coroner's room, and the guy's son shows up to sign papers for his dad's dead body.
So he's been dead the whole time.
Yes. So before he actually did die, hanging himself, all that was in his head. It flashed in his head.
I see.
Where he dies a hero. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
but I love the movie a lot. But I understand
sure.
people going, "What?" Like he took us on this whole journey with all these characters, and you emotionally tug on our heartstrings when certain characters die throughout this movie, and then it's all in his head, So I get it. I get the frustration, but to completely dismiss the movie like it's a piece of trash, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
because there's so much in there. He wanted to die a hero in his head before it happened, so it's sad, but it's interesting. Or you can watch the movie and just cut the movie off before you get to that scene.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just pause it.
It's like, stop the movie. All right. He killed the bad guy. Stop.
I will not let you Jacob's Ladder me right now. I love Jacob's Ladder though.
I still haven't seen it. You spoiled it for me.
Oh, that's not the same.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, good.
It's on the list though. I know I'm fired. I've been hearing about Jacob's Ladder for years. But yeah, rigor mortis is still cool. That's awesome. If you're into the action horror, martial arts horror, I'd still say watch it.
No, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how it ties to Take Shelter now.
Well, since we pretty much wrapped up both of these movies, we recommend both of them.
Yeah.
We talked about our nitpicks, but we recommend both of these films for the genres that they represent. Is there a connection, Billy, between both?
I think there is. I think they are both movies in which a character uses a bunker to say exercise a childhood trauma.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There's something close to that. Yeah.
Look at that. Yes. Yeah, that was very, very well done.
Thank you.
Very, very well done, my friend.
Yeah.
That's right.
I had half of that thought before I started talking, but then I got there.
I thought you were going to say the connection between, older Dominic and Shea's wife. Visually being slashers.
Yeah.
Slasher characters.
There's other stuff like it's both about family men. Like the heroes are two family men.
There you go. There's some
girl
more
dads.
Mm-hmm. Impending doom. Yes.
And then both have a bunker, so that's I feel like
that's perfect. That's perfect. They're in the cinematic universe. The SCU. Oh my goodness. Well, this was a blast, brother.
Oh yeah.
Always talking movies, hanging out, making each other laugh. Man, when I said about the Hulk Hogan losing the bandana thing, you lost it.
I did. That was so funny, but that's so real. I've seen him without that bandana on. It's ridiculous. Who
lost power?
Yeah,
lost power. What did I call it? The Samson syndrome? I forgot what it was. I forgot what I called it earlier, but
I don't know. I love it though.
It works. That rings off the tongue.
Works.
Yeah, lost his power. So future filmmakers out there, you want to make a badass slasher villain? Don't have him wear flannel.
Don't do it, especially if you already have him looking jacked and badass.
Yeah, you're covering up the goods. What's the point of getting a jacked guy? You might as well just get a regular dude.
Yeah, I have flannel. I can put it on for my closet right now, and I'm not.
No, I'm not against. We blew it. We both should have worn flannel for this review.
Oh shit, we did.
We blew it. And if you're gonna cast a ridiculously good-looking guy as your slasher villain, just don't give him a mask, because that could be interesting. A really good-looking, pretty boy, but he's a fucking killer.
Jason Bateman style, or not Jason Bateman, Patrick Bateman style.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, but no flannel, no Foley flannel there. Oh my goodness! But this is great, man. Got to do another one. Yeah. Are you down? That fat flannel guy? That's it. I'm changing the channel title. Channel names getting changed.
We'll have to do if there's a lumberjack horror movie at some point.
I'm sure it exists. Oh man, we got to talk some more after we're done here to see what's next week.
Oh,
but
sure,
thanks again, everybody, for watching. Even if you're watching this afterwards, we appreciate it. Share this video. Make sure you follow my boy on his filmmaking journey. Follow him on Instagram. That's right. Go check out Bone Cold. Get that psychological action horror itch scratched, baby. That's right. That's right. And don't wear flannel if you're trying to be a badass.
You're going to get so many comments on that one. Have you seen the brawny man?
I know. I take that back now. I forgot. Lumberjacks are usually kind of fucking huge and shit. But anyway, don't forget, a little bit later, a couple of hours tonight at 11:30, we're doing a late night Phat chat. 11:30 Pacific time tonight. Me and Lady Phat Blood are catching up on some member berry movies. Oh yeah, member berries. Member, I member. Do you member? We're going to talk about Super Mario Brothers, The Flash, and Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. And I'm sure we'll be making a lot of enemies tonight, but it's fun. Hey, you come here for honesty. So we're going to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about each movie. We'll have 2 bonus mystery reviews, just 2 random movies afterwards. And then, yeah, it's always fun hanging out. Go drink a little bit of vodka, have some fun. I'll see you guys tonight. All right, Billy, don't go anywhere, but I'll see you badasses on the next one. Take care, guys.
All right. See ya.
Hold on a second. Hey, Billy, you got a channel? I would love to hear filmmaking tips from you.
Oh, I don't have one, but I should maybe put one together.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to start it. Yeah. Or just do it here, man. We'll figure it out. All right. Take care, guys. See you later.
Episode 1, no flannel.
No flannel. That'll be that. Episode 1. Take care, guys. There's a